What is up, fellow Reborn Knights? Welcome to episode 3 of the Knights of the Round Table. I'm your host, Judd. I'm joined today with my co-host, I'm No One.
What is going on, guys?
And today we have not one special guest, but two. We got two of them. We have got RK Reach. How you doing today, man?
Up? I'm good. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. And co-owner, he does a lot with the websites, all kinds of crazy stuff. RK Ninja. How you doing today, man?
Doing fantastic. What's up, guys?
All right. Well, let's start out with Reach here. Reach, exactly what do you do for the RK organization? Like, what's kind of your role?
Content producer. I make YouTube videos and stream every now and then.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have all his links in the description below. You guys make sure to check out RK Reach. And Ninja, I know you do quite a bit, man. Would you like to just give everybody a little bit of insight, exactly your role?
Yeah, I mean, I do event photography. I also do web admin for the website that I'm just currently working on, co-owner. Actually, fun fact, on one of the other podcasts, which you should definitely make sure you link it, with Jonesy, which is the other owner. I was talking to you guys a little bit in a podcast before. I was actually one of the original sponsors of RK back in the day whenever it first started.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Well, today we're going to kick it off with a bang. We're going to go right into it. The growth of COD esports in Pacific, a Call of Duty organization, Optic Gaming, many people have heard of them. There has actually been, somebody has picked up the movie rights to their new book. They came out with a new book. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it came out in June, early June. And it's a pretty good book. I have it myself, and people actually bought the movie rights to it. Now, like, this is something that's never happened in esports. I mean, or definitely Call of Duty. Now, with this being said, like, what do you guys think would possibly be, how do you think this could help Call of Duty grow as an esports itself? No one, would you like to start us out?
Yeah, of course. Honestly, I think this is going to be one huge step forward to the Call of Duty esports, let alone just esports in general, to bring out to the mass media, to bring out to the masses. I mean, a lot of people, even if you talk to somebody that doesn't know too much about esports, they're always going to give you the same exact look/emotion towards you when you bring up anything about esports. They're going to be like, what's that? And I think this book and this movie is going to help kind of making sure that people know exactly what is esports. I mean, the whole X Games brought it out just a little bit, but I think this is going to really throw it over the edge. And I'm really excited about this because it's really going to shine a light in the esports in general. And I think it's going to help grow out the whole leagues, everything that's going on with it massively. And I think it's going to bring in more sponsorship, more money for prize tournaments. And it's just going to be awesome in general. I don't know. What do you feel it's going to do for it, Reach?
I 100% think it's an awesome idea. I'm personally very excited. I love Optic. But I think it's, like you said, it's definitely going to carry esports into, like, the multimedia. You know what I mean? I think it's a great idea. It's going to be awesome. It's definitely going to help the esports in general, not just Call of Duty, like you said, grow into the multimedia.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. Ninja, what's your thoughts on it, man? What do you think of it?
I mean, honestly, I think that no one hit it like the best way. Ever since competitive esports ended up actually getting more well-known, there's just been pinnacles that keeps hitting, that just keeps bringing it more into mainstream within, like, the last 3, 4, 5 years. Starting off, ended up pointing out how competitive Call of Duty actually ended up going to X Games. That was a big a big changer there. Another recent one that ended up happening was that ESPN actually started getting into esports now too. And now then Optic ended up writing the book, which ended up selling millions of copies. And now that this group, which actually is the two individuals is John Scanny and Matt I butcher those names. I've never even heard them before, but I think that's awesome. Apparently they've actually worked with Lionsgate, which is actually pretty cool. which has produced tons and tons and tons of movies. And I think it's awesome that that there's individuals out there that are willing to just give the time to hear about and read these books that they're wanting to actually bring into the mainstream.
Yeah, no, exactly what Ninja was saying. Like, I'm so excited to see what this could possibly bring to the esports. I mean, just for the fact that it's getting this mass media out there to just the masses alone. Like I said before, it's just going to bring potential sponsorships. And the more sponsorships that you get, the more advertisement is going to be there, and the more money is going to be there. Now, with the more money, obviously the tournaments are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and everybody's going to profit off of it somehow in any shape or form. Just by having this movie out there, this is the first step, and I'm so excited to see what the next step is going to be after that.
Okay, well, I have a question I would like to ask all you guys. Now, they did buy the movie rights to it, that's confirmed, but it has not been set in stone whether it will be fictional or nonfiction. Now, the book itself is nonfiction. Do you guys think maybe in a Hollywood setting, should they maybe stretch it a little bit, make it a little bit nonfiction, maybe make it based on a true story, where some of the stuff is true, not all of it's true? Or do you guys think they should just keep the book the way it is, keep it where it's nonfiction, all facts, and stuff like that? What do you guys think should happen in that regard?
Personally, I think they should just keep it complete facts. With all the recording from MLG streams and stuff, they have enough. They can just make it look amazing, just being completely, and they can just make it like a complete biography. They can have moments that meant big moments in the career for the team from streams. They can just put those in the movie, put people like Big Timer, Nade Shot, all their thoughts, like interviews. I just think personally, keep it 100% facts.
I mean, they have released some of the information about it on kind of what the main topic is going to be. Obviously, they're going to be going along with the book, but it does say on ESPN, and it's posted up several other places. It says that it's going to be a chronicle story of the team of its rise to the top of the esports scene. So I'm assuming that they're going to obviously have, how it started, because the book was co-written by, Hex, Will, Scumpy, Nade Shot, and tons of others. I think that, they're going to be trying to keep it more nonfiction, and they have, as Reach ended up putting it best, there's tons and tons of video footage and tons of information for them to have it stick nonfiction. In my personal opinion, I think they should just stick with the book.
Okay.
That's just my opinion on it, though.
All right. No one, any thoughts?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind having it as completely nonfiction, but we all know that in the movie studio, you're going to need time to kill regardless. So I'm guessing they're going to do it as fiction/nonfiction type of deal. Like, there's only so much that you could do from, their POV standards before the audience gets bored. So I'm guessing that they're going to just make some, because obviously you need a plot, you need a twist, you need, everything to go along with any type of movie. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be both nonfiction and fiction in a sense. They're not going to stick solely through, what the book's laid out to it. So I'm guessing that they're just going to go ahead and just do it both ways, regardless of the fact. I mean, if you guys ever watch the vlogs that Hex puts out or anybody else puts out, their lives behind the screens, the cameras, and everything like that is actually kind of interesting, especially since they're able to do that. So I think they want to, grab some of that footage and put it on there. That'd be great. I mean, honestly, that would be awesome. But I think they're just going to go ahead and do it as fiction and nonfiction as well. So that's just what I think on it, to be honest with you.
Okay. Yeah, very good opinions there, guys. Very good opinions. But I think we're going to close that topic and move on to, recently we had an event in San Diego. It's called Comic-Con. I mean, a lot of people know about this. It's a very big event for, comic books, new movies, new games coming out. And I would just like to know, what are we most excited for? What are you guys really looking forward to? And kind of, how do you guys think the event was overall, with all the announcements compared to previous Comic-Cons?
I totally lost my shit. The Justice League trailer looked fantastic. So did Wonder Woman. They ended up doing that new trailer for the Suicide Squad, which I'm totally gonna go end up seeing. The Harry Potter fans out there, they ended up doing that spinoff. I'm not too really caring too much about it. I was really happy that they were announcing the Daredevil 3. Um, and then obviously everybody around the world is doing the whole Pokemon Go thing now, and all the news and stuff they ended up having with that. I'm ecstatic. I thought the Comic Con ended up doing fantastic on the release of the information that they ended up posting up. And I know actually quite a few people that ended up going to it, that I was supposed to go, but I didn't end up going, which we won't get into. But I overall, I think that it was fantastic, and I'm stupid excited, as you can tell by my introduction to that question, on the stuff to come within the next couple of years, on all the different stuff from Marvel, DC, Netflix, exclusive stuff, gaming. I'm stupid stoked to see exactly how everything kind of plans out.
Personally, I think it was probably one of the best Comic Cons so far. I really, really, really wish I could have been there. But I'm honestly most excited for the King Kong movie. Like, I am such a big fan of I just love that movie. I think it's an awesome movie, and that they're making another one, it's going to be awesome. In the Harry Potter, Ninja said that he wasn't too excited about it. I am kind of the same way, but kind of super excited. I just think that it would have been better if they had it carried along with the other storyline. I just wish they had done something with the original characters, but it's still gonna be, I think, it's really good. And Daredevil, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for season 3. I don't think there's any much else to add.
Okay. No one, I know you have a few things you'd like to say about this. What's your thoughts, man?
I am so surprised that nobody is excited to see Wonder Woman and Doctor Strange. Like, those two are seriously one of the best movies that I really want to go watch right now. I just want to see them right now. I was so stoked to see it announced. I was so stoked to see a little bit of the trailer of it. And honestly, Doctor Strange, it's gonna be a sick movie. It's gonna be so awesome. I just absolutely cannot wait. Obviously, I cannot wait until I see Suicide Squad and also the new Justice League. I think that's gonna be awesome. But Wonder Woman, man, she's so underrated, man. She's super underrated, and I forget her name who plays Wonder Woman. Giselle, I want to say. But I think she fits it so perfectly, to be honest with you. She has everything to become the best Wonder Woman ever. And that's just the way I feel when it comes to her character in Wonder Woman. But yes, Comic-Con looked like it was awesome, sounded like it was awesome. I wish I could be there. I wish I could take time off of work to go over there. But, it's just, I'm so stoked about everything that was announced. And I'm just super stoked about, Doctor Strange. I'm sorry, Doctor Strange is just completely awesome, too.
Yeah, for real. I really like that Doctor Strange. But I'll be talking a little bit about this topic. Many of you guys know, some of you guys don't know, I'm a big nerd when it comes to comic books, when it comes to definitely DC, well, I don't even know, DC and Marvel. I mean, I love them both. When it comes to the TV series itself, I mean, I'm the one that's always watching Green Arrow, I'm always watching Flash, Supergirl, love all them movies. And then as well as the Marvel series, you have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is a very good series as well. So anything that comes out that's Marvel or DC related, I'm pretty excited about. But, I mean, honestly, I think I'm more excited either about Justice League or Wonder Woman. I mean, I've always looked forward to a Justice League movie. Not animated, but something with real actors and, kind of a Hollywood kind of set, I've always looked forward to something like that. So I'm really excited about Justice League. Wonder Woman, I'm excited about it, but I wasn't a big fan of the Superman versus Batman movie, Dawn of Justice, I think it was. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but the same woman that played Wonder Woman in that film will be returning to play Wonder Woman's film itself.
Yeah.
Which, yes, I thought so, which was Gal Gadot. I think I said that right.
Well, that's the case. But either way, I know her as Han's girlfriend from Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I love All right. So when the Avengers came out, I was super hyped about it because, obviously, the Marvel side of things is a little bit more comedic slash more kid friendly. The thing that I like about DC is they make it super, super grimy. Like really, really grimy, to be honest with you. And when they came out with Batman versus Superman, I actually enjoyed it how it was because it was dark and just grimy and really just to the point. While the Avengers was kind of, in a sense, more kid friendly because they know their audience and everything like that. That's why when Deadpool came out, it was just unbelievable because it was literally going for the much more mature audience, but with the more immature hearts of those audience. So I'm hoping that DC sticks with that same formula when it comes out with the Justice League. I just hope it's really dark and grimy because we all know that DC is really all about that, just completely dark. And just the feel of it has just always been dark for me.
Okay. Well, I want to ask a question. Off of Comic Con, I don't know if you guys are really familiar with comic books and all that. I mean, I'm a big comic book fan, but what would you think had the best panel? What are you guys more excited about movies as a whole coming out, DC or Marvel? What's your thoughts on it, Ninja? Like, what do you think would be the better, I guess, universe this year?
I mean, in all honesty, like Marvel's been doing a lot more things with like TV. They've been doing a lot of stuff like with Netflix recently. They've been doing a lot of like TV shows. And then DC, they dibbled around a little bit with like Gotham that ended up coming out not too long ago. But they've been cranking out a lot more like movies. And then the roles kind of ended up flipping within the last couple of years to where Marvel ended up doing a lot more and DC kind of ended up, slowing down a little bit on it. I mean, I'm torn. Like, I don't want, like, a flash mob to be running me down anywhere because I know that it will happen. How dare you? But, like, personally for me, movies that I've been watching a lot more of and stuff that I enjoy, I think I'd have to go Marvel compared to DC.
Okay.
Yes.
Reach, are you familiar with the DC, Marvel, and all that, or would you like to share a little bit of your insight?
100%. I'm 100% leaning towards Marvel. I've always just liked Marvel superheroes more than DC. I just personally, and also I thought that they had so much more stuff going on in this Comic-Con this year than DC. It's just obviously Marvel. And like I watched a video when I was getting my notes and stuff. There was a whole 5-minute video just dedicated to Marvel. Like I just feel Marvel had the better panel, and I just like Marvel more. So.
Okay. No one. What's your thoughts? Which would you prefer, man?
Honestly, I gotta side with Marvel as well. I mean, Marvel, they just seem like they do everything the right way and just keep on at it with the way they do things. So honestly, I think Marvel came out the best out of everybody else this year. So I'm just sticking with that. Marvel all the way when it comes to that.
Okay. Well, I'd have to disagree with all three of you guys.
No!
Sorry, I have to do it. But, I mean, I'm kind of the wrong person to ask that question,
Who didn't
too.
see that coming?
Right?
But I love DC Universe. I mean, nothing against Marvel. I love the Avengers. I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., how they actually ended up tying into the Avengers. And the Avengers itself ties into the other movies with Thor, Hulk, all that stuff, Iron Man. But, I mean, I'm not saying I like DC over Marvel. I'm just saying this year I think it's going to be DC's year just because quantity. I mean, so many movies coming out with Justice League, Wonder Woman. There's going to be a Lego Batman and Suicide Squad. And I think, Daredevil. I believe Daredevil's coming to season 3 on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, they haven't released a date yet, though.
So, I mean, Marvel's coming out with more. But the biggest thing that I'm really looking forward to when it comes to the DC Universe isn't even anything that was released really that much at Comic-Con. I mean, it was talked about at Comic-Con, but that's the new seasons of Arrow, the new seasons of Flash. I don't know if you guys keep up with that.
I'm so stoked for Flash, man.
Yo.
Like, I absolutely love Flash. I honestly was really disappointed when I saw the trailer for Justice League when they didn't have the Flash, you know, from the CW series or whatever local station you guys use for the Flash. The guy that plays Barry Allen.
Austin Grant, I do believe.
Yeah.
I may be wrong on that, though.
And, like, I fell in love with that, like, his character, the way he portrays him. And to me, he's Flash, regardless. I don't care who else plays Flash. He is the Flash to me.
I completely agree.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But, like, I mean, the last season, spoiler alert if no one is caught up on Flash,
No.
but, I mean, the man went back in time. It's a whole new story, and it ties in with Green Arrow. Now, the question is, does the Black Canary come back in Green Arrow coming up, you know? Because Black Canary died in Green Arrow last season, and the Flash went back in time. It's the same universe. They tie into each other. You always have Oliver Queen and the Flash. You always have the Flash and Arrow. And it's just crazy. I'm really excited about it, and that is really what I'm most excited about over all of it. It wasn't even talked about that much at Comic-Con. They talked about it a little bit, but it wasn't really put into detail, you know, like the Justice League, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, and all that. But that's probably my DC universe, like the thing I'm most excited about, to be honest.
You know damn well, you know very well that the Flash and Green Arrow is going to be completely tied in, and you know Canary's coming right back. You know this.
Yo, I hope she does. Do you guys watch Ninja? Do you watch Flash and Arrow, or just not?
Yeah, I have everything on Hulu.
But I mean, this isn't even what the topic's about. But I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. I love them shows. Oh, one more thing about Comic-Con. I watched most of it. I did a little bit of research. Was there anything brought up about The Walking Dead, though?
No, I do not think so.
Yeah, I don't.
Didn't they show like a little bit of a teaser about the?
Yeah,
next
no, they
season?
showed a teaser of the new season. There was a little bit of talk. They had a panel and stuff, and people were able to ask questions. The big-ish thing was that they were talking about the new attraction ride that's at Universal.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I know I was seeing it all over on Facebook about the new teaser this, teaser that. I just want to know who the hell died.
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, you know, they actually filmed 10 death scenes in that movie. Or that TV show, so no one really knows. Like, the paparazzi was trying to leak it, you know, but they actually filmed all 11 characters dead. So, like, even the, you know, spoil The Walking Dead on Facebook and stuff like that, even though they can't even get the information, they don't know. But it's gonna be a crazy year.
Sorry about that. I actually have one thing that I'm surprised nobody mentioned. Ghost Rider is going to be in the season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really?
I forgot all about Ghost Rider.
I'm
Go ahead,
very
man.
surprised. I'm very surprised. Oh, I just wanted to bring that up. Like, I'm very surprised that, like, I know me and my mom love Ghost Rider, and I was just so surprised that you guys never mentioned it.
The only thing that I'm not excited about is apparently it's not like the same characters, and it's actually, instead of him having a motorcycle, it's a car that's on fire.
What?
Yeah. They
Uh-huh.
actually they have pictures floating around from Comic-Con that they had the actual vehicle there, that was going to be released within the new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4 in September.
Man, having them like drive a car instead of no, absolutely not.
That completely just killed the vibe of this topic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
thanks,
I'm
Ninja.
sorry. I was doing my research and stuff before we ended up doing the podcast, and I was excited about it at first, like as much as you were, but then I ended up hearing that news, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm skipping this now. I am not watching any more of this.
That's almost like having Frank Castle just not being vengeful at all whatsoever. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just shoot you. Why? What's the point? What's the point of replacing the bike to the car? What's the point?
I'm still excited about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 4.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, even though with Ghost Rider, I did know Ghost Rider was coming. I didn't know the whole car thing. didn't hear that. I probably didn't do as much research as Ninja did, to be honest. I mean, I'm still looking forward to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because season 3 it ended at a very, very good note, but kind of weird. I don't know how season 4 is going to play with the addition of Ghost Rider. Who knows? Ghost Rider may come, and it may be the new fan favorite. I'm not judging it yet. Don't judge it till you see it.
Do you know who's gonna like play the Ghost Rider? Did you get that far?
I did not get that far. I was
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I hope so.
I did end up getting that far, but I didn't even. It's not even somebody that I really know, so I didn't even bother. I mean, I'll get the information to you after this, and you can kind of look it up more.
So they changed the car and the actor.
Yep.
Yeah. So they basically just ruined Ghost Rider. But I do have one quick thing. I think Marvel's going to last longer now than DC because, correct me if I'm wrong, DC only has Flash and Arrow, right, as TV series.
That's incorrect.
Okay, that's incorrect.
Yeah, they got Supergirl,
and Gotham.
Flash, Arrow, Gotham.
Okay.
What is another one?
And
yeah.
They have an animated Justice League as well.
Sorry, but I was watching Ultimate Spider-Man today. That's one really underrated show, to be honest with you. It's an awesome show to watch.
But I was just gonna say, like, I feel I only really know of Arrow and Flash. I think they're the really big ones. But Marvel has like Daredevil, Ghost Rider, or not Ghost Rider, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then they have all their new movies that they're leaking, teasers, and then apparently they're making another new TV show, The Defenders, with a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has Luke Cage in it, which he's having his own movie, which he was in.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah, Jessica Jones show. He's gonna have his own thing, and then there's another series spinoff that's supposed to happen too within the same universe.
I just feel personally like DC has a lot of movies coming out, but Marvel has movies and TV series. I feel like they're just going to last longer. You know what I mean?
I mean, going on that topic, I don't think either one of them is going to last longer than the other. I think they're both will last just as long. Both of them has very good franchises.
Yeah.
They both.
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh yeah, I understand, but they both know what they're doing, and I mean, honestly, when it comes to the TV show side, I would have to say they're about equal when it comes to quantity, because you also have Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl's a new series. There's actually only been 6 episodes of that, if I'm not mistaken. I've watched all the episodes, but I think there's only 6 of them. This last year was its first season. It was on season 1. The Flash and Arrows have declined. Well, the Flash has. The Arrow has declined a little bit in ratings and views. Not too much, but it has gone down a little bit ever since season 3. So, I mean, that could have an effect. But, you know, they're bringing back the Black Canary. That's going to bring it back. If they do bring back Black Canary. And, I mean, like I said, the Flash went back in time. It's the same universe. They coincide within each other. So that could definitely, Black Canary could very well come back. And Black Canary did actually come back after her death, but she came back in the Flash as a doppelganger from World 2. If you guys are familiar with Flash, you guys know what I'm talking about. So that could very well happen. So, but I think they're evenly matched, is my opinion, when it comes to TV shows and movies, because, I mean, you have dedicated fans to both of them. I'm just outnumbered here 3-1, but with that being said, we do have to move on to the next topic. As many of you guys know, E-League, they basically do CSGO. They run the CSGO League as well as do tournaments and stuff like that. They broadcast it on TBS every now and then, and they have actually become partners with Twitter. Many of you guys know what Twitter is. It's a social media outlet. I think it's probably the biggest social media outlet. I think it's already past Facebook. I'm pretty sure it has. I may be wrong on them facts. But what's your thoughts on it? We'll start it out with the man Ninja.
The E-League, I think that's awesome that, you know, they're getting partnered with Twitter. And yes, I'm sorry about the whole, I put Twitch. in there a minute ago. You're going to cut that out.
Yeah, I cut that out.
The whole E-League getting partnered with it, I think it's awesome. One of the quotes that actually one of the Twitter's chief financial officer ended up saying that esports fans go to Twitter to see and talk about what's happening now in the competitive gaming more than any other social media outlet. And I think that right there is one of the main reasons why E-League is partnering with them. I think it's fantastic that they're actually stepping up to the plate and doing that. I mean, it would be the same comparison to where Twitch is grabbing anybody and everybody that they can to get partnered with. Which actually, funny story, I was walking through the grocery store today, and I actually ended up seeing a Amp energy drink that actually had the Twitch logo written on the side of it, talking about competitive, League of Legends is what it actually said on the can, which is pretty awesome. I honestly think that it's fantastic that they're doing this. I am really stupid excited to see exactly how E-League Season 2 plans out, and interested to see exactly what teams are actually going to be competing in Season 2.
Let's cut it over to Reach. What's your thoughts, man?
I think it's definitely a great thing for E-League to connect with Twitter because, like Ninja said, Twitter is everybody goes to Twitter to talk about. When you think of gaming and esports and anything like that, personally, I automatically think of Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, that's where everybody is to talk about. There's a whole side of Twitter that's just designated to gaming. So it obviously makes sense that they're going to go with the biggest gaming social media. They wouldn't go with Facebook or anything else. I think it's a great way. I read up on it, something about they're going to have like a whole section where it's just a live chat of highlights, scores, stats, just everything is going to be in there. I think it's awesome. I can't wait.
Okay. No one. How do you think this partnership's going to play out, and what are you excited about it, or what's your thoughts on it?
Honestly, I am excited about the partnership, especially with Twitter. I will be more excited if it was a partnership through Facebook, to be honest with you. With the least on Facebook, you can actually have the video of the E-League going off on your feed right away. And if you want to dismiss it, you can dismiss it. If not, it will be on your feed regardless. It's going to get through a lot more eyes on Facebook than it's going to be on Twitter, to be honest with you, because Twitter does not have that capability where it's going to show you right away, the live feed from the games and anything like that. It's only going to give you a notification, or it's going to let you know, hey, check this out, E-League is on, blah, blah, blah. So I think if it was on Facebook, it'll be a lot more eyes on it, and it's going to help grow the gaming community that much more if it was on Facebook versus being on Twitter. So I don't know. Either way, regardless, I'm excited to see it just step forward the way it is. I'm excited to see that Twitch is, putting labels on cans in stores so everybody knows, hey, what the hell is a Twitch? That way people are starting to know. So it's more publicity, it's more marketing for the gaming aspect of things. So that's just that's what I feel. I don't know. I just feel like it should be on Facebook than Twitter, to be honest with you.
Okay. Ninja, what's your thoughts on it, man? Where do you see this going in the future?
I mean, I think the sky's the limit whenever it comes to competitive and gaming in general. Like I said before, I'm really excited to see exactly who all they bring on for season 2. Not only just as teams, but like sponsors, to see if they can push the envelope a little bit more. I do agree that they should end up kind of expanding into other social medias like Facebook. I do agree that Facebook does have a lot of different integrations into their coding and system that would be more beneficial. But who's to say, with everything end up happening that, Twitter within the next, several months, doesn't integrate in something different into their system that allows to have some of the same kind of similar features as Facebook, because technology is changing daily. We have no idea what kind of things are coming up new until literally the last minute. So overall, I think that, it's awesome kind of where everything is going. And I do think the sky's the limit on the possibilities that can be happening. And I'm really excited about to see what the future holds.
A little bit about what my thoughts on it. When I look at it, to me, I think Twitter is the logical choice here. I'm not really familiar with the esports scene when it comes to Counter-Strike. Like, I watch it, but I don't really follow many people on Twitter I don't really follow many pro players, many organizations, and stuff like that when it comes to CSGO esports. Now, when it comes to COD, I mean, I follow so many people when it comes to pros, organizations, and everything else because Call of Duty's what my channel's based on, what my streams are based on, so I kind of had to keep up with everything when it comes to that aspect. But I know on Call of Duty, you think about it, Ninja. Now you run the Reborn Knights Twitter every now and then. You and Jonesy do. Am I correct?
Yep.
And how many tweets do you get a day? People looking for scrims.
A ridiculous amount. As much of a response and emails that I get for people wanting to be part of the org.
Exactly. So now, do you have access to the Facebook on the Reborn Knights?
Yep, I run the Facebook.
And how many scrims do you get asked for on there?
Not very many. We've been kind of branching out and trying to get it more popular than kind of our Twitter on getting it more pronounced and more well known that we actually do have a Facebook. But there's a lot more general esports activity and stuff on Twitter.
Exactly. So when I look at it from like a business standpoint, I think the reason why they didn't go with Facebook, even though Facebook probably has a better integration system to bring the live streams to it and all that stuff, because I would have to agree right there, because when I come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen a live stream on Twitter. Honestly, maybe a Periscope, but I mean, who really watches Periscope compared to, Twitch and other streaming sites when it comes to gaming?
I watch Periscope when they're off the main channels. So.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously, like the Reborn Knights, I did watch all their games on Periscope when we was playing in, I think it was Anaheim.
Yeah, I was dropping a lot of hearts. A lot of hearts, man.
So, I mean, but from a business standpoint, why would you go to Facebook when you already have your target audience all on Twitter? Because I myself, I haven't used Facebook in years, and when it comes to social media, my social media is basically gaming, because that's what I do. I game.
That is very, very true. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the point. It's just if they could be able to figure a way out to code it where it'll be on top of your news feed for Twitter. Sorry, it'll be on top of your feed to be like, hey, this is the link, or show you the actual video of the matches going on. That'll definitely help out a lot more, rather than just say, hey, check this out, click this link.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree there. Go ahead.
Well, we were talking about like the business aspect of it. I mean, I agree. But how I see about it from like the business aspect of being like co-owner, which might kind of see it a slightly different, is that, even if it's 99.9% that everybody, esports related is on Twitter, you still have that 0.01% that is on Facebook that we still want to reach out to that crowd of individuals. And that's kind of the reason why we're on multiple social media branches. So then it'll integrate people, to be more interactive with the esports scene, whether it be through our YouTube channel that, what we're doing right now, or it being our Twitch, or, it being our Periscope or website, or talking to, you guys, or whatever it may be. It brings everybody into where it is a gigantic, community, because, that's what's, most important.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like, for example, Judd, if you were, you obviously tweet out when you're going to be streaming. You tweet out when you're streaming, but you're still missing that 1% on posting that on Facebook. So when you're like, okay, I posted on Twitter only, but not Facebook, you're only going to get a certain amount of people versus what you could possibly get if you do it on Facebook. And that's where I see where Ninja's coming from.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I understand the points there, but they had to go through it's business. They had to go through a contract and whatever. I mean, I don't know what the contract is, and I'm pretty sure there's no way to really figure it out since I'm not part of either party associated with the contract. But does this partnership mean they can't maybe possibly put it on Facebook as well? Because when you look at the CWL, which is the Call of Duty outlet for professional gamers, it's basically the same as E-League for CSGO. They stream every event. They stream them on Twitch, they stream it on YouTube, and they stream it on MLG. There's 3 different streaming sites going on there. Is this...
Well,
Go ahead.
the reason why they do it that way is because they don't have a specific contract. When you sign a specific deal, so like with E-League, with Twitter, you're only able to promote it through Twitter, and that's it. That's the deal with contracts. You can't promote it on Facebook. You can't promote it on any other medias at all whatsoever. It doesn't matter. It has to go only on Twitch. So whenever you sign a contract, for example, here, Nadeshot, Scumpy, Crimsix were never able to stream on Twitch for about a year. Why? Because they were under contract by MLG. They could only stream through MLG, and that's it. It's the same exact thing that's going on with the E-League. They're only able to, promote it through Twitter and Twitter only. So you're never going to see it on Facebook. But CWL is completely different. They don't have a specific contract lined up through any social media. So that's why you see it on all different platforms. That's why they can stream it on all different platforms as well. It's because they don't have a contract set up for it. So they're still going to take revenue regardless of the fact because they own all the links that they throw out there. So if you got people watching it on YouTube, they're still going to monetize that. You got people watching it on Twitch, they're still going to monetize that, and it goes on from there.
And for all the viewers watching, monetize basically means placing ads and basically making revenue off of it. Go ahead, Reach.
I think when they were figuring out the contracts and stuff, they probably were talking to multiple social media branches, but they had to take everything into consideration, right? So they think about Twitter, which is where they already have, like Ninja said, the big part of gaming. That's where everyone is most of the time. But there still is that little bit that's on Facebook and that's on Instagram and stuff. So what they would and I'm thinking, like they both noted, Facebook has the notifications, the streaming, and everything like that, which Twitter does not. But like Ninja said, Twitter could adapt to that and allow that to happen soon. And what I would have took into consideration is if you're on Twitter and somebody sees that E-League Counter-Strike tournament, they're going to say, oh, it's a new game. To them, it's a new game. They're going to go and watch it, try it out, because they're gamers. But if it's on Facebook, that's more where the mainstream people who are on social medias might see that, oh, it's gaming, and just shun it. You know what I mean? They probably have more interactions on Twitter than Facebook.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Personally, I just think that both platforms have benefits, but Twitter was the one to go with right now.
All right. Well, our next topic and our final topic of the night is something I'm not very knowledgeable on, but I know no one is, and I believe Ninja is as well. I'm not really sure about Reach, but there has been a new update, new buffs, new nerfs, and a new character in the game Overwatch, which is a game available on the PS4, Xbox One, and I do believe it's on PC as well. A little bit about the changes. There's been a couple weapons damages and stuff like that. I'll let Ninja talk to you guys a little bit more about that. Ninja, exactly what has happened to the game Overwatch?
Yeah, I mean, one of the characters that they actually have in the game right now is Anna. They actually ended up changing her mag size to where instead of it having eight bullets in there, it actually has 10. And they also ended up raising her fire rate by 20%, which I think is good to get her to be more of an overall well-rounded character. The other one that they ended up doing was for character McCree, which is kind of up in debate right now if it was more of a buff or a nerf to the character. But his primary fire damage, they actually ended up making the fall off range to be decreased by 10 meters. But the damage fallout amount has been unchanged, resulting in McCree's effective range to still be higher than whenever it was first launched. And his alternate rate of fire has been increased by 15%. And also his recovery has been decreased from 0.5 seconds to 0.35 whenever he's like flashbanged. The other big update that they ended up doing on heroes is they ended up changing the targets for Ana's sleep dart to no longer instantly being able to recover. They actually have a recover time now of 0.5 seconds. And I just think that the changes are pretty cool that they ended up doing, and I think that after some time has kind of gone by with a lot of changes with any game really, that people will kind of get a little bit more used to it and think that and understand where they were coming from the changes. Because as I said before, that's with any game that big changes end up happening. A lot of people, have the pros and cons for it, and then there's a big uproar of why they ended up changing things. But after a little bit of time, I think people understand why they ended up doing that the way that they did.
I know about the nerf of McCree because I know everybody's been talking about him. I've faced plenty of them, and he does do a lot of damage. So, yes, kind of feel like the nerf on McCree was actually well worth it. I don't know if it's fully nerfed like most other guns or characters, but, he is a very, very formidable opponent, that is for sure.
Okay. Reach, are you familiar with the game at all, or?
I'm familiar with it. I just don't I've never played the game. I've never watched someone play the game, but I gathered information from Ninja and no one talking about it, and from the videos I watched. I guess Anna's the new character. Now, I think Ninja mentioned a bunch of changes with 0.5 seconds to 0.35 seconds, and people who don't play the game, I don't play the game, but coming from somebody who's played a lot of games, I understand that those 0.35 seconds or 0.5 seconds mean a lot, especially in the competitive world. So let's say somebody is using the Ana character, Anna, whatever you want to call it, and they use that sleep dart and they go to sleep for 0.5 seconds. And if you use that to get out of a sticky situation where you might die or whatever, or you're on the objective, you got to take into consideration you have 0.5 seconds to get out of there, or you have 0.5 seconds to deal as much damage to them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
All those tiny changes mean so much in the big picture.
Yeah, it means a lot because, like I said before, the post patch, if Anna puts you to sleep, as soon as I shoot you again, you'll wake up right away. Now, after the patch, if I put you to sleep, you're going to be asleep for almost a full second. And within that time, you could take as much damage as possible. And not only from me, but from fellow teammates of my side. And that could just either A, mean that you're going to be dead and respawning in the next 10 seconds, or B, you're going to be extremely low on health and still die almost instantly. So that post-patch is a huge thing, especially in the competitive world. That means pretty much life and death. So I think what they did was a really big thing for Ana.
And just one last thing about this McCree character, from everything that I've heard from you guys, I feel, and everybody's asking if it's a buff or not a nerf. I 100% think it's a buff because you guys said that they took down his by 10 meters of his range damage or something. But I feel like they only did one thing to actually nerf, and they changed 2 or 3 things to make it as a buff. So I feel like just with numbers, the buff overpowers the nerf, and it's a buff.
I think it's honestly a buff, to be honest with you, because
Oh, I was totally about to ask you that if you thought it was a nerf or a buff.
it's completely a buff because I used Ana before, and I also used McCree before, and honestly, this is a big buff, to be honest with you. They really didn't nerf McCree at all whatsoever, in a sense. I mean, I know the stats are there to show otherwise, but if you still play with McCree, I mean, Tracer is extremely fast. Blink of an eye, obviously. And all you need to do with if you come up against a Tracer and you're using McCree, all you gotta do is just stun her and fan her. That's all you need to do, and bam, she's dead and done. Because she's considered a squishy character. And for those who do not know the terms from Overwatch, a squishy character is a very low health character that could easily die within a couple shots. A tank is a very heavy, dense character, but it doesn't deal too much damage. So she's considered a squishy character. McCree is kind of in the middle. He's more of a attack type of person, and from what the patches that are coming up with it, it's really not nerfing him whatsoever. He still has the same exact damage. He still has the same exact abilities to be able to stun you and fan you out. So I went up against plenty McCree's, throughout after the patch, and he's still very lethal. So I don't think it's a nerf. I think it's more of a buff for Anna, and also kind of a buff for McCree as well.
Now, I have a good question. You seem pretty knowledgeable about the game, and I know it's blowing up on the competitive side. And teams of 5 or 4.
They are, I believe, 5, actually.
5.
Yeah.
All right. So now, with all your knowledge about the characters, and if you had to put together a team, what would your team's characters be? You know what I mean? Like, what would the 5 characters be?
I would like to have one healer, and I would like to have that healer to be played as Mercy, because she could heal you a lot quicker than all the other healers, and she could also power you up as well. I would like to have at least 2 tanks, one as Diva and the other one as a Reinhardt. So that's 3 characters right there, and then the rest as attackers. You need to be a little bit more nimble, so you could be able to have a Tracer as an attacker, or my personal favorite is Soldier 76. Soldier 76 is obviously the most well-rounded character in the game.
I'm actually getting super interested in this game. Like, I'm probably going to go watch some gameplays after this. Are there multiple game modes?
No, it's not. The problem with the Overwatch, from what I see, is like I can't pick the type of game modes that I want to go into. It's either you play whatever they're going to give you, or B, you go into a custom match. That's practically about it. But the game modes is kind of, think of it as a mosh pit in a sense. You're not going to play the same game mode multiple times. You're going to be playing a thing called payload, escort the payload. If you played Safeguard on Black Ops 3, that's practically the same thing. Except the sides don't switch. It's pretty much you're the attacker and they're the defenders. Their job is to defend. Your job is to push the payload forward. Then they got another game which is kind of like a mash-up between, I want to say, Domination and Safeguard. The first round will be capture this domination point A. Once you capture it, then it's going to say escort this payload. So you go from domination to Safeguard all in one game.
So now, with multiple game modes, would you set up your team with healers, tanks, and attackers differently, or would you just keep the same setup?
The beauty about this game is you can literally change between heroes within a moment's notice. So say like if I were to get killed, I'm using Soldier 76, and I really am not doing that great with them. Once I die, I could just hold down, the square button on the PS4 and change out my character. So I'd be like, okay, I'd rather be a healer right now. So I could go ahead and choose a healer and go on from there. So you could switch on your characters. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, guys, with that being said, that's going to do it for this week, episode 3 of the Knights of the Roundtable podcast. You guys make sure to tune in next Tuesday, and make sure to hit my boys up on their social media. If anybody wants to watch your stream, YouTube, how would they do it?
If you guys want to watch my stream, head over to twitch.tv/Mr. Nobody, which is pronounced or spelled out MRKNOBODY.
Okay. And Reach, if somebody would want to contact you, how would they go about doing it, man?
Multiple forms. My YouTube is just my name, RK Reach. My Twitter, same thing, RK_Reach. And my Instagram is the national one.
Okay. And you got Mr. Ninja over here. This man does a lot on Twitter and everything. But if somebody want to contact you or would like to keep up to date with what you're doing, how would they do that?
Yeah, I mean, you can go over to my Twitter, which is NinjaGFXHQ. And all of our social media stuff is also on the website, which is rebornnights.com. You can actually head over there, and you can actually check out everybody's links that's right below their name for anybody on here that, in case you wanted to actually know that. Other than that, I mean, ninja at rebornnights.com is another email that'd be an easy way to get hold of me.
You guys also make sure to follow No One on Twitter. It's at Mr. No One, MRKNO, and the number 1. You guys make sure to check him out. You guys don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Reborn Nights. Be awesome, be cool, and subscribe. And leave a comment. If you guys want another topic for us to talk about, we're going to be uploading these every Tuesday, so you guys make sure to comment in the comments below any topics you'd like us to cover. And Ninja, No One, and Reach, all their social media will be linked below, so you guys make sure to check them out. And Reach, you have anything else, man?
Kind of for banters, I'm almost at 15K on Instagram. 15K. No, not 15K. Oh my god. I meant 1.5.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, with all that being said, Ninja, it was great having you, man. I'm really looking forward to getting you in another podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And Reach, same to you, man. It was a pleasure having you on, and I really look forward to having you on here once again. Any closing thoughts anybody want to know about any of you two guys, or anything you'd like to add?
Hashtag Fear the Nights.
Hashtag Fear the Nights. That being said, me and Mr. No One will see you next Tuesday. You guys have a very nice week. And like I said before, don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate it. And you guys have an amazing night.
Good night.
Good night.